famous. It's the young, incredible, honestly unforgettable.
There's a look at one of the most iconic sports venues in the lower 48, built back in 1957 under the title of City Stadium. We are at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Green Bay Packers. 2-1-2 teams, each hoping to get back to 500, and we're underway in Week 4. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. This is Jalen Richard, the fourth-year man from Southern Miss. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
The throw over the middle taken in, and they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Wentz now on first down. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards on the play. So into Packer territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 27. Richard on the toss. And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. And after his performance last week, everybody saw it. Unbelievable. You can expect a heavy dose of him again, I think.
Without a doubt. I mean, why wouldn't you? Because once you establish yourself that way, it's not just him, okay? It's his offensive line, it's the tight end, it's your wide receivers, everyone now sharing in the load and sharing in the belief that they do their job.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Philip Dorsett, his first touchdown on the year. And the Eagles drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Bryant's extra point up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up first and 10 at their own 23. Here's the third-round pick from Memphis. It's Darrell Henderson. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Here's Rodgers. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Below Nichols. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
It's now 3rd down.
Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Gets it to Strong. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Wentz. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's James. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. To punt it away on 4th down, here's Drew Kaiser. Back deep, Danny Amendola. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. This is taken at the 18. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
On 2nd down, it's Henderson. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing him further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find.
Pressure comes. comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
At their own 16-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. On the draw, Richard. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
First carry for Mike Davis, the former Seahawk. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Still a few inches short of a 1st down as they come up now on 2nd down. Now it's Davis. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
Waiting! Watch the curl! Watch the curl!
Wentz to throw on 3rd and 1. And that is incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, 1st quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. On now, Kaiser, the punter, sending it away. They decide against going for it on 4th and 1, maybe to the dismay of their offense, but hey, a nice consolation prize down inside the 5.
Nice consolation prize indeed. So maybe the offense is upset, but they showed confidence in their defense by punting it away.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. Well, they're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of 1st downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 1st downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. Back for the 2nd quarter in Green Bay. It's the Packers in possession of the football as they've got it 2nd down and 12. Back near the goal line. Here's Rodgers. Gets this one to the tight end, Charles. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Hold. Boy, 56. Check 56. Let's go. Check 30.
Rodgers going to try and throw on 3rd down. He's got the completion to Strong. It's a gain of 26 as they pick up the 1st down in the process.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover one. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
And it's Reuben Foster in on the tackle.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
They run with Henderson. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Rodgers to throw on 3rd and 1. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They run the counter. Richard. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
From the 30 on 2nd down. Wentz under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Credit the sack to Von Miller.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
A few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point.
Undercrush, undercrush, undercrush. 6 guys, check 6 guys. Check nickel, nickel, nickel. 5-9, 5-9.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. He finds Coleman. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. 23 yards, the final tally.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
From the red zone now, Wentz. This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Carson Wentz with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and it's now 14-0. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. The linebacker that time, Emmanuel Lemur, in on the stop.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Green 18. 56. You don't want this.
From the gun on third down, Rodgers. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Jamie Collins in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to fourth down. Here's Matt Hawk now as he's on to punt for Green Bay. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away.
The Eagles take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now Wentz. Josh Doxson's got it complete. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
First down.
Now they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that?
That's a what? Come on. Hey, kill. Hey, 4 kill. Check Mike 57. Mike. Hey, Lou. Defense, no gap. Check safety.
Wentz now on first down. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Throwing on 2nd and long. Wentz over the middle, the catch by Coleman. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
The Eagles on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. From the gun, it's Wentz. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Von Miller in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Drew Kaiser now as he's on to punt for Philadelphia. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer.
And his first carry, he loses the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Well, he's not the starter coming in, getting his first carry off the bench. That's not the way to earn more carries.
You have to stay in the game, even if you're not on the field, right? Stay mentally sharp, stay ready, and above all, when you get into the game, hold on to the football. Don't let the other team have it.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Wentz. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Von Miller, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. This is Richard. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Working from the gun, Wentz. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Throwing now is Wentz. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Von Miller make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. And Bryant's kick is good. So we've reached halftime here, and it's our visitors, the Eagles, leading this one. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
That's our own 22-yard line.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
It's going to be a long day.
To throw, it's Rodgers. Throw right side, going to be taken in by Henderson. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read. Better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Hey, Haywood. Hey, one set. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Coming. Yeah, Liz. Right there. 54. Right there. 54. Hey, Foxtrot.
Working from the gun. Rodgers. Hurts over the middle. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, the stats that matter on this play don't help a team very much unless, of course, you're playing defense.
If you're getting points per reception, you got a reception, but no yardage. Great job by the defense, though. They read through that one.
They read through it, gave up no yardage, and people got credit for tackles. Pretty good deal.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
How about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion.
Ram. Check. 36. Bang.
On 2nd and 9, Wentz. He's got it complete to Perkins. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5.
Watch the seat. Down the man inside. Down the man. Sponge. No.
Throwing his Wentz. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Coleman. It's an Eagles 1st down on a gain of 11.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Richard. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
On 2nd and 2, Wentz over the middle, Dorsett. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A gain there of 21 yards. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the 1st.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. And that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 38-yard line.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. They'll keep it on the ground. Richard. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them. 7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. Wentz going to throw. Caught on the right side by Dorsett. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. A rough go there on 3rd down, a loss of 4. And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. From the right hash, this from 53. And this one is right down the middle. And the lead now increases to 20-0. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Here we go.
Here's Rodgers to throw. Strong grabs it over the middle. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Henderson now on 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. And now it's 1st and 10, a big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Throwing now is Rodgers. He's going to air it out deep for Amendola. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Well, this secondary has done such a good job of frustrating these receivers tonight. Another example right there on the deep ball.
Sometimes when the sun goes down and it's just the bright lights in the stadium, puts a little extra spring in their step, doesn't it? And that's what we're seeing from the defenders. Doesn't matter whether it's man or zone, deep ball, short ball, and that was a deep one there. They're making plays on the football, contesting everything.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing again. Rodgers. Ertz has it left side. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Hey, zoom.
Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. And that will be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 from back at their own 10-yard line. A 1st down run not going to get them a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there. So that'll bring up 2nd and 9.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. They'll keep it on the ground. Richard dances by at the 20. He's got daylight. 30. And he takes it down deep into Green Bay territory. A big play there for Philly. And even 70 yards on the pickup. Back now at Lambeau. It's the Eagles in possession of the football and leading this one as we get ready to start the final quarter. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. Now Davis. And he'll get this down only to the 18. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Here we go, back. 280!
You ain't doing nothing today.
On second down now, Richard. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves him with a third down and 8.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
The Packers bringing in an extra member of the secondary here to try for the third down stop. They'll keep it on the ground. Richard, and he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Here we go. 180!
Crunch time, defense.
Now they'll throw it. Wentz. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Von Miller in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on second and goal, back even further.
Kill. Least by two.
Switch it. Come on, switch it. Kill. Shoot.
Rip.
To throw, it's Wentz. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Coleman. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. 3 touchdown passes now for Carson Wentz. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. Bryant's extra point up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful.
Matt Bryant set to kick off.
And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away.
The Packers take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
14 yards, good for a Packer first down.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Rodgers now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. First and 10. Now a run with Henderson. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
58. 30. 61. Match box light.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 43-yard line.
Now Rodgers on the bootleg. Eagle pressure. Too much this time. Down he goes. Fletcher Cox. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Topper!
56 to
On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Emmanuel Lamar. He's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
Mike's 54.
The Packers go for it. Rodgers. He's going to launch it for Washington. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
At their own 11-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. With this lead and the football, things obviously looking good, but maybe, you've taught me this before, maybe this is where the defense is hoping that the offense helps them preserve that shutout that they've got going.
And it has to be in the minds of the offense that they know how rare it is to get a shutout. So take care of them, protect them, take care of the ball, move it downfield, run the clock down. You don't want your defense to have to go on the field again the rest of the game. Reward them.
And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Coming to you.
They'll keep it on the ground. Richard, and for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
Here we go. 280!
6-man.
4 Tokyo!
Check curls.
Shotgun now for Wentz. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. J.J. Watt able to record his 5th sack of the season. Here's Drew Kaiser now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. Amendola set to return it. And shutting him off, now open field. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now Washington. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Here's Rodgers. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. The Packers on 3rd down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This will be 3rd and 15.
Hey, 1 set. Check Mike 54.
To throw is Rodgers. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Trying to defend the out route there, got the PI call.
And you know what's difficult about that one is sometimes you want to make the undercut move and go for the football, and other times just want to hang on the upfield shoulder and make the tackle. I think he got caught in between and created a foul.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Come on to 50. Hey, you block over here. Look again.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. From midfield, here's Rodgers. And Rodgers intercepted a third time. Darius Slay with a pick. And now look at him go.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. So fly, Eagles, fly. It's a victory for Philadelphia. And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
Well, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So for Philadelphia, it'll be a 500 start as the